Well, good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon, sir.
Today we will be having a discussion on as to how to publish in Scopus. Particularly, the session is for the early researchers to find out a way as to how to get articles published in Scopus, Web of Sciences, what are the various journals available, what strategies should be followed particularly so that uh, paper is published in good journals. Before we start, I would like to know uh, how many of you are having your papers in Scopus or Web of Sciences? All those who have published in Scopus or Web of Sciences? Anyone from the FDP participants?
Yes, sir. I have some of the papers published in Scopus.
Hello,
Gera sir, Mayur this side.
am I audible by the way? Hello.
Yes, Gera sir, Mayur this side.
Gera sir, you are audible.
There is no answer. Hello.
Gera sir, you are audible.
Gera sir, you
Ritika
audible?
madam, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are
Yes, sir.
audible. Yes, sir, you are audible. You can move ahead, sir.
Right. All right. It was muted from my end. All right. So I was asking how many of you are having papers in Scopus or Web of Sciences? Can anyone update
Uh,
me?
Gera sir, Mayur
Sir,
this
I'm
side.
Yes, Mayur sir. Yes.
Yes, sir. I have some of the papers in Scopus and ABDC listed journals.
Great. Okay, Mayur, when it comes to publication in Scopus, based on your experience, what is the tenure or the duration of getting a paper published in, moderately good journal? How much time did you take to publish that paper?
Sir, very recently I got my paper published in International Journal of Innovation and Sustainable Development, and
Mhm.
it took roughly around 1 year complete for it to get accepted because they took much time to uh, means they were having multiple reviews kind of a thing और उसमें
Mhm.
उन्होंने they took much time, and roughly after a year in May 2021 my paper got accepted.
Great, congratulations. So, dear all, getting into Scopus, getting into ABDC, getting into Web of Sciences, every researcher is struggling hard to get their papers published in Scopus, ABDC, Web of Sciences. All of you, as a researcher, are aware about various categories. I'll talk about those A, B, C, and all that kind of categories. But the big question is that, those who are not having papers, my experience is that those who are not into Scopus, it is very hard for them to make little space in this international market, in this world of Scopus database and Web of Science. So we will figure out some strategies for the early researchers as to how they can get themselves into Scopus, be it the C category or maybe a starting early stage. And I happen to discuss with good number of editors. The first thing which they normally see is they will be looking forward to your Scholar profile, scholar.google.com, from where they'll get to know about your, research. Also, they may look forward to you on ResearchGate also to find out, to figure out that, what is your track record in research. That is the very first thing which normally the editors will do. So if you are already known maybe in some other journals, if you have already made a space over there, the chances of screening your paper gets little higher. So this is what normally editors used to say, that we do also look forward to the records of the researcher. And as such, you can figure out that if you are not having, a few papers, it may be difficult for you to crack this, channel of Scopus listed, entries. So my humble submission to all of you is to register yourself onto ResearchGate. Number one, you should be there. I would like to use the word should be there, because whatever papers you are having, which are published in whatever journals, should definitely be on ResearchGate, so that whosoever want to see can see your research outcomes. Second reason is from ResearchGate, you can well connect with the editors, with other researchers, and you'll find that it's a sort of galaxy. You'll find every editor over there, every researcher over there, and is a platform to connect. Even if you apply for research projects, all these bodies, be it UGC, AICT, ICSSR, they'll also like to see your publications on this platform. So, I would like to know from your end, maybe a little later, that how many of you are there. Secondly, these days we all are aware, particularly when it comes to PhD, that UGC Care is also having a very important role, particularly UGC Care. I would like to show you something on the UGC Care as to what all things should be considered whenever you are searching for the papers. So, dear scholars, faculty members, maybe you can log into your ugccare.unipune.ac.in and create your account over there. Once your account is there, you can log in to this particular portal. Once you are there, let me show you what things should be considered. First of all, those who are from the management category can simply click from here, subject, and write management, because normally the trend is those who are into management institutions should publish their papers under management category. If you are under some other, engineering and all, the discipline is different. You can write that and search within that discipline what all sort of journals are there. So herein you will find the UGC Care list. This is one list in which you will see 68 papers. By default, Scopus and others are in other category. They have divided it into two categories: UGC Care list 1 category and 2 category. Precautions should be taken. First of all, say for example, it's a dynamic list which keeps on changing quarterly. You can see there, norms and all. They have mentioned it that on quarterly basis we keep on changing the list. So point here is, say for example, if in case some journals are discontinued, you just need to write over here in the search discontinued. You will be able to find out that the journals which are no longer in this UGC Care list, one is this Focus Journal of International Business from Journal Press India, International Journal of Hospitality, International Journal of Leisure and Tourism, Optimization Journal, this PIMT, which has recently been delisted, the Journal of Prediction Markets, and so on. Further, suppose let's say now out of these given journals, you decided to go in with the journal of let's say IITM or Colombo Business Journal. So what you do is you simply click here on view. From view, this Colombo Business Journal will take you directly to the website of this, from where you can see the scope and aim of the journal and figure out some other things. And here is the category, which is very, very important. So in a way, it should be business management. What NIRF is looking forward is they want that the word management specifically should be there. Rest focus areas are there. So this is the way to find out that whether the journal is, whatever journal you are looking forward is covered under the UGC Care or not. Secondly, let me take you to some other things. You should also take due care to figure out that whatever journal you are selecting is not under cloned list. Here you can see UGC has published certain journal which are cloned, means they have copied Say for example, if I click here on group 1, you will find that these are the journals, say for example, title Abru, it's a Punjabi journal. This gentleman is the Baljit Singh Rana is the publisher, and ISSN number is given over here. But what people have done in the industry, they have cloned it by this, this is the website which they have cloned, have copied the entire ISSN number, and language may they have done certain changes like Punjabi and English, and the people are doing business of getting the papers published. So UGC is continuously studying all these kind of things, and they're getting the input from the market. Based on the input, they keep on sharing it with you all so that you do not lose your important manuscript, which might have taken close to 1 year or so. These are some of the general which you should be careful of. Need not to enter into any such sort of journals. Then dear all, you also should see the FAQs. FAQs may say you can go through all of them, but importantly what they have mentioned over here is one is the serial number 16. Say 14th May, 16th May, there are certain journals which are listed under ESCI category. ESCI is a category, journal may get themselves listed under ESCI, which is a transition period for a journal, and at a later stage, the same journal may get into Web of Sciences. So UGC says that ESCI will not be considered, but if the journal is into both ESCI and Scopus, then definitely you are on the right track. Scopus is there, then it's fine. Only ESCI will not be considered. It should be properly in Web of Science, and these are the categories which UGC will accept. For example, either it should be Science Citation Index expanded, SCIE, or Social Science Citation Index, and so on. So this thing should be taken care of, because these days, again, in the name of Web of Sciences, people are simply, publishing your paper in ESCI, and you may be in difficult times if somebody who knows these rules applies on your journal or thesis. Then one more thing, this was a question, and the way UGC has answered is here in front of you. I have published a research paper in a journal which is indexed in Scopus, but removed from the UGC CARE list. Will it be considered for promotion and other academic purposes? So as I've already shown you that there are journals which are discontinued. If the journal is discontinued, means the UGC says that please note that any publication in these journals will not be considered for any academic purposes. And for this, you can click over here onto this notification, which is very, very clear, and explicitly they have written in point number 2, 3, and 4. Any publication in predatory, dubious journals or presentations should not be considered for academic credit for selection, confirmation, promotion, performance, appraisal, or academic degrees, or so on. So these are the members, vice chancellor, selection committee, research supervisor, who have to ensure that whatever is being published is based on the quality of research work, and they should not go by simply the numbers. So any attempt of compromise academic integrity should be challenged, questioned, and de-recognized. So the point is, one should try a little hard to get their papers in some respected journals rather than compromising with the quality. It only takes little more efforts, and it's not that you can't get published. The only thing is you need some route, you need some more guidance, and little more efforts can take your journal in categories which are there forever, for lifelong. So those things are to be looked after. Further, you can explore few more things in the UGC CARE website and take required decisions. I will be taking you to the portal of IndusScience also, which is good for the early researchers. We'll be working a bit on this. Okay, let's move on. That how to figure out. It's good for early researchers. I started my journey from here only, and later on we have been shifted to few more publishers. So dear all, so my humble suggestion to you all is to, you know, register yourself on IndusScience. I am simply taking you to the basic website of IndusScience now. Just 1 minute. So here is the home. So let us move here. This is IndusScience.com. So from IndusScience.com, how to find out the various journals and what are the various techniques, what are the various strategies which should be considered, that how to go about a journal, which journal the demand, what is the demand, like what is the demand and what are the chances of getting publications in a specific journal. So you can easily figure out from here. So what you do is simply go to IndusScience.com, click on home, and from here you can click this one, management and business is our category. Those who are into B schools, for them management and business is the category. Those who are into computers, computing and mathematics, they can see education, knowledge, economics, depending on your category of discipline, you can click. So within management and business, again there are subcategories: business administration, then you have decision sciences, then you have entrepreneurship and SMEs, law, operation management and marketing, and so on. Now the point is that how to find out the journals which are more suitable to you. So you have to do little more work. For example, uh, I know a couple of journals, so let me go by those names. But some studies, say for example, this is one journal, International Journal of Business Information Systems. So click over here on this journal. It will take you to the website of this specific journal. Every journal has got a specific site which will take you. So from here you can find out that this International Journal of Business Information System editor is an Indian. 12 issues per year, that's the advantage of this journal, means 12 into 6, that means 72 papers are published in a year roughly. It may be 6 to 7 per issue. So then you need to see the site scores. You can see from here. Further, you can see this is listed under what categories. And if you see over here, this is indexed in Scopus. That's good, great. Second, it is also there in the ABDC listing. Within ABDC, we will see that which category it is listed into. That can be looked upon. It is covered under UGC also. And one more thing you might be knowing about this, CABS, Chartered Association of Business Schools. There are few more categories over here. These are the volumes. If you click over here, you can find out that 21 May, they have already published 4 plus 4, 8 issues. 4 they are left with. So 21 May, they are left with 4. Now, very importantly, on the same site, are you all with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So what you do is, on the website of International Journal of Business Information System, you click here on forthcoming articles to figure out that in this, as I said, 21 mein they are left with just 4 issues. 4 means 4 into 6, roughly 24 they can publish. So if you click over here on forthcoming articles, you'll find out that how this journal is pursued by others and what is how much weighting we have if our journal gets accepted over here. So dear all, you see here, it is showing 234 papers already in press. Means this 234 papers will take at least 3 years to clear. As I said, 12 into 6, roughly about 72 papers, 72 into 3. So even if your paper gets accepted, your paper full paper will only be published after 4th year. So do you have the patience till that time, even if it gets processed? So that is one thing which you have to see. But this much number shows that the editor is kind enough, Indian, and you'll find many Indians over here. But you can take a chance if your university says that acceptance is fair enough. We simply want the email from the editor that it is accepted. And once your paper gets accepted, do write to the editor that respect to your journal manager once your paper gets accepted, you will be coordinating with your journal manager. You write to your journal manager politely with a request that kindly provide me DOI number. Once you get DOI number, that means now you can see over here, it becomes permanent. That means lifelong this paper will be there. This number is issued means it is a prima facie evidence that your paper is accepted, and if you give DOI number to anyone, which is more than sufficient. So DOI number is important once your paper gets accepted. After that, it may take some time, maybe 1 year or so to publish. But here the queue is more, but otherwise it is a good journal. The reason being, IJBIS is into both Scopus and also into ABDC. So that's one advantage. Now, you also need to see that what is the structure of this paper. You can see the scope, AIMS, what type of papers are required over here, which just click over here and see. Just click on this icon, International Journal of Business Information and System, and you will see it is mentioned over here about this journal, and these are the papers which they are looking. Topics covered include. So these type of papers largely you will get knowledge management, business intelligence, mobile e-business, data mining, data warehousing, artificial intelligence, then supply chain, CRM, so decision support system. So if your area is something related to this, you can go ahead with this. Further, if you are interested in this journal, also see the sample articles. So you click here on sample articles, and here you will find 5 to 6 papers which are freely available to you to figure out and to see the papers which have been written for this particular journal. You just click on any of these PDF, say for example, behavioral intentions to use computer among educators, and you can see that other guidelines. You can see here guidelines they have given that what sort of references and referencing style should be used and all. So you see, we start from abstract, keywords, then again introduction first. Largely in most of the papers, the structure will be like this. Introduction is very first thing. The second is the literature review in general, second one. And yes, third one is your methodology. You can simply write methodology also. Fourth one is the results. Generally, fourth we write results, and discussion normally goes in category number 5. And here in category number 5, you can write the results. Discussion. I'll come to all these things little later, and thereafter your references. You can see the references style over here is the Harvard style. So this way, you can look after the in the science journals. 1 minute, let me. Okay, so few more journals. Let me explore, and then you can decide whether to go with this or not. Now, for early researchers, this might not be, very attractive. Further, let me take you to some other journals. This is one journal, International Global Business Advancement, in which you will find that most of the time in this journal, the gentleman is getting the papers published through conferences. So International Journal of Global Business Advancement may largely through conferences the papers are published. So special issue, most of the time you may see this gentleman, Professor Zafar Ahmed, is having 6 issues, but still you can try in this, and maybe let's see what is the forthcoming articles, how many journals, what's the demand over here. So we see 37 papers are there, regular issues. Otherwise, if you explore it largely, you will find that most of the time this journal is linked with the special issues like this, say special issue on contextualizing business research. So you can visit on to this particular journal and find out if there is some special issue coming up, and there you can try. Third, then we have if you are looking forward to B category sort of journal over here, then we have International Journal of Technology and Management. Let me find out this one. No, it's not here. This one, International Journal of Technology Management. Little difficult, but it's a B category journal. So if you can really do justice, gentleman, is little tough, will need more work from you. So if you can justify, so this is one of the good journal which is uh, in also now in Web of Sciences. So you can go ahead with this sort of journal in ABDC, in Web of Sciences and Scopus all. But again, 12 issues, okay, 12 issues per year, and you can see uh, 48, so chances are fair. You can try in this IJTM. Then you can see the view sample articles and see the scope, aim and scope. If your article is related to these type of topics, you can go ahead with this. So little more work is required for these type of journals related to globalization, sourcing, technology, strategic planning, R&D, management of production systems, international technology, management policy and strategy, so on. You can see a few papers of this journal. Then Mayur sir said that, Mayur sir, what was your journal? International Journal of Mayur sir, are you there? Then those who are into marketing can look forward to this journal. Electronic Marketing and Retailing. This is one of the good journal. And here again, 4 issues per year are there. Internet of Things, Big Data, Customer Participation, Service Marketing, Consumer Ethnography, Innovation, Marketing Strategies, Consumer Behavior, Social Media Marketing. Can look forward to this kind of journal. And I think there is a lot of scope in this. Also 31 papers. So again, the chances are fair that once your paper gets accepted within 1 year, you will get it published. And site scores, you can see from here, it has got a reasonably good site score. Further, if you want to see the H index of journal, that also I'll show you. It is 1.1 is the site score. And for any journal, if you further want more details, you simply copy it and go to this website scimagojr.com. From here you can see the H index of the journal. Higher the H index, better it is, and we normally suggest it should be somewhere close to 10 minimum, and any number more than 10 is good. So again, it is having H index of 10. And category, you can see it is covered under management category. Third thing, you can go to the home page again. It will take you to the website, which we are already there. So rest all things you can see from here. There, citations, SJR, total sites, all these scores you can see from here. It is in Q3 category. I'll show you that how do we see these, why these categories are also important, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So for early researchers, Q3 is a good category. You can start yourself from Q3, and then slowly and gradually you can move to Q2 and Q1 and all. One more journal, let us take it. This is one journal, International Journal of Business Excellence. Again, having 12 issues, but the only problem is, the this gentleman may be kind to you in processing, but again, when you look at the forthcoming articles, it might be more than 200. So that's the only disadvantage. Otherwise, this journal is also one of the good journal. 256. You'll find many Indians getting their papers published over here. Right? Okay, from here you can see the sample articles and can see the aims and scope of this journal. So you can see this journal relies heavily on the type of strategies, techniques and tools for measuring and benchmarking the business performance. So from here you can figure out if your article is aligned to any of these. Any queries so far? Any questions? Then those who are into entrepreneurship can also find out good number of journals are there. Here is a journal IJESP, wherein publication may be little difficult because the acceptance rate is very, very low these days. However, here IJEIM, this may take little less time to publish. For early researchers, this could be one journal. If you are writing under entrepreneurial category, you can think about this journal, where the chances are, better. It is in Scopus category, EBSCO, and covered under UGC, CAPS, and so on. So from here you can see, 6 issues per year means 36 articles, and here weighting is how much? It's 18 only. So the chances are fair that once your paper gets processed, it will take less time to publish. So these things also should be considered whenever you look at and there are a good number of journals. I tell you, publishing in IndusScience is relatively easy as compared to other journals. So this is my suggestion. Further, you should also look forward to this IndusScience Online. Go to this IndusScience Online, and from here, if you want to actually find out that which journal is better for a specific topic, say for example, if you are writing on blockchain, you can see that what are the journals in which the papers related to blockchain are published. And when you actually click here, this will take you to the articles which are there and with the name of journal. So a photo sharing social network, IJTM, which we were just sharing. Then blockchain governance got published in International Journal of Critical Infrastructures. Then auditable blockchain voting systems, International Journal of Web. And this is one journal, International Journal of Blockchain and Cryptocurrencies. But I believe that as of now, it might not be listed. You can check the ratings. If it is there, I think this is a new journal. So please check it out. Then International Journal of Electronic Governance. You need to be very careful while deciding. If the H index is over and above 10, there is every possibility that these journals will not get delisted. The journals which are having H index 1, 2, 3, 4, there is a possibility that today they are there and tomorrow they may not be there in the Scopus database. So from here you can figure out that what are the largely people are publishing in this. So it may be it's a open access number one. It may be a case of a special issue in which all these papers are published for blockchain. So you can check it up. That what are the journals in which largely more papers related to blockchain are there. This is one good journal, International Journal of Technopreneurship. So you can see this and so on. Some of you might be writing on mobile banking. So you can figure out from here what are the journals in which papers related to mobile banking are there in the IndusScience journals. So IndusScience is a publisher and these are the groups, specific journals. So International Journal of Mobile Communication, International Journal of Electronic Finance, International Journal of, again, Mobile Communication, Business Information, Innovation and Research, Electronic Finance, International Journal of Mobile Communication, Electronic Finance. So you can figure out that what are the prominent journal. Again, IJBIS, here also there is some work related to this. Electronic Finance. So International Journal of Electronic Finance can be preferred, and then International Journal of Mobile Communication if you are working on a topic of mobile banking. So this is also a way. Then in International Journal of Electronic Banking. So this way you can figure out that what is the trend going on. Anything else you want to know so that I can tell you if anyone is working on a specific topic? Yes, any scholar?
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Sir, in IndusScience, they ask for references or evaluators in our
Yes.
particular stream. How do we go about with that, sir?
I'll tell you that also, madam. I will tell you that also. So for that, madam, what you do is one is they want 2 Indians, so that may not be difficult for you. I believe that.
Okay.
Secondly, you see whatever topic you have, say for example, you are working on mobile banking. So you can figure out, you can take some of the journals, some papers you have to find out which are having similar work in mobile banking and which are into IndusScience, and then you see those details of those authors. Say for example, let me see if there is an open access over here for anyone. Okay, let me take you to the sample articles and from there we'll be able to figure out. So this is an entrepreneurship related. Say for example, your study is related to entrepreneurial policy. You are writing on this. So you find out some papers, those who have written on similar themes, and from here, this is one way. You see their papers. Within their papers, you will find their email IDs will be there, right? So one is that strategy. You can take these, email ID, the details are there. This is one strategy.
And we have to take a consent from there. isn't
No,
it?
no, no. You need not to take any consent because it is a double-blinded system. Means you should not know these people. You simply have to give these details in the InderScience where they're asking. It is the prerogative of the editor to send to them or to any other people. Largely, they have their own
Hmm.
database. So when you have given the name of four, referees, they may pick any one from them, or they may not pick from those data. They also have their own data. So the only thing is they keep on enriching their data also. So this is strategy number one. Strategy number two
Sir,
is,
but
madam.
then,
Yes,
sir,
yes, please.
but then what if they are not willing to be a referee?
Ma'am, the only thing is that editor will ask them. That's not
Okay.
our
Oh,
question. We have given
oh,
two things, two names of foreign authors.
huh.
So they will keep on trying. It's not that they will send it to only these two. They'll try for at least 8, 10, or 11. And if
Okay.
any, if they're unable to get the acceptance from any of them, then they will once again approach you and ask you for to give some other names. Then again,
Okay.
you may have to provide two, three more names. So what you
Hmm.
can do is don't give the names of very, the people who are very, very busy in A categories and so on. If the people are
Oh,
early researchers, they will definitely help you out, and generally people do help. This is my
oh.
experience. So the second option is, madam, you go to this
Hmm.
research gates, and here
Okay.
also, yes, here also, ma'am, you can write the name on of the related theme which you are working, maybe blockchain. So from
Hmm.
here you can find out all those who have written on the blockchain, and take their details, their email ID and all these. Sometimes you may not get email ID of these people. You see their
Hmm.
scholar.google.com profile, or you simply write their name. By writing simply their name, if they're established, it will take you directly to their website. From there also you can take. So
Okay.
if you
Hmm.
know something outside, that's good. If you do not
Hmm.
know, then ma'am, initially some little effort is required. So that is there.
Correct.
So
Hmm.
so that
Hmm.
is there.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
So I hope that this strategy will help you to an extent to get into. And as I said, that it's always better to see the journals where the forthcoming may the number is little less, so that publication may not take that much of time. Further,
In,
there is,
i-
yes, madam. Yes.
Sir, Inder Science is what category journal, sir?
In the science में madam, I'll show you in the science के journals, as I have said that you have already seen it on the page of journal, that where they are listed. So one is Scopus, second Web of Science में, third category में I'll take you to the ABDC website, from where you have to see whether they are into C category or B category or A category. So largely
Hmm.
majority of them are into C or B. Very few journals are into A. But for early researchers, InderScience is a good platform. So you get your few papers in InderScience, and then you can switch to the Emerald and Sage or Wiley.
Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Thanks, sir.
Then, when it comes to publications, now let's come
Hmm.
to strategies. There is no such thing as good luck in publications. Comments of a well-known referee matter a lot and weigh heavily than those of less known referees. And that's what, even if this article is screened by the editor will forward it to referees. So referees ka evaluation has a lot of weightage. So those who are doing the review will look after many things. So you need to be very, very particular about the work which you have done. I'll tell you some insights about what sort of things they normally look into, so that uh, so that your paper gets uh, you know selected, and your reviews are moderately fair enough. So when a paper is rejected, the editors pay more attention to the negatives than the positive. That's one thing. Positives go, they will overshadow it. If anyone has written something negative, so they will be more inclined towards those kind of comments. So we always say, and you also know, all of you are researchers, you know that we should write creative, and the journal's primary goal is to publish original ideas. Each and every journal is looking forward to good quality papers disseminating new ideas. Uh, Further, the big question comes that, whenever you explore the literature review, you'll find many papers and you see most of the work is done. Now, the question is how to find out research gap. So, what I have seen normally and what we also normally do is whatever theories are there, we keep on building those, we keep on extending those by adding few more variables, extending those theories, because you might have seen we cannot discard the well accepted theories like theory of planned behavior or UTA-UT theory or Hofstede theory. All these theories are very well established and they are generalized. But for a researcher and the people who are engaged in many more activities of organization, tends to do their research by incremental phenomenon. This is normally a trend that either you do some sort of moderation or mediation, or you expand some model, you add some more variables. But there is other way around also. One more method is there these days, which journals are looking forward to, and that is that you should go with the mixed methods. It's not that you go with the quantitative method, because in India, what I normally see, people are crazy about FDPs. Quantitatively, everybody is doing. In last 5 years, there was a craze of SEM, structural equational modeling. I also did SPSS, SEM, and people were learning a lot of AMOS software and all. And now these days it is more of a smart PLS. People are shifting towards a smart PLS because of its added advantage. But the point is that it's not that we should only go with quantitative. We should also explore qualitative data, interviews. You should collect the data from first-hand data from the some respondents or maybe some policymakers, some experts, to add value to your study. That is a must, I would say. Whatever study you are doing, try to get some of the exploratory data. So this will add value to your study. And once you say mixed methods, editor starts taking some interest in your study, and definitely the outcome will improve. So that's one strategy to increase the value of your study. And very importantly, whatever you are writing should be an interesting, title, topic, which editor may be interested to go ahead with. So you should also answer to yourself that what is that which I have added, what new I am doing into it, because once you go with the top 5 or 10 papers, honestly telling you, if you just explore top 5 or 10 papers, you'll get to know that what all has been done, because all those 5, 10 papers might have included all the historical papers also, and that top 5, 10 papers will tell you a lot about what has been done in this sector. So, dear all, you have to demonstrate that there is some interest in the topic on which you are working. If the editor is not interested, वो screen भी नहीं करेगा. I'm telling you. So that is very very important. Yes, publications take time. You have to be consistently working on it. Your efforts are required. You should be passionate to write about your work, and have a lot of patience, because sometimes what happens, you are writing with X or Y or Z, X, Y or Z may be engaged. So you have to take that journey forward, because in this journey we all are have to see lot many of our commitments. So you have to be prepared from many of the things. Say your co-author may say I am engaged for 10, 15 days, then you have to take that journey forward if you are passionate about it. So write, rewrite is the formula which normally most of the people follow, most of the authors follow. Particularly for introduction, they'll write it to at least 5 to 10 times. They will rewrite it, rearrange it till the time they are satisfied, and slowly and gradually you start developing your own style of writing. So we say that what is the novelty in this? So novelty means what is that additional variable which you are talking about, on which nobody has talked about. For example, yesterday Madam was talking about a theme that donation is something on which no one has worked, and that is what that was the reason of getting that paper accepted. So dear all, mixed method is one which you can think of. Uh, you know, then very importantly, if you look at the growth in journals, people are struggling to find the best of for their manuscripts, which can be a daunting prospect after several long months. So submitting to the wrong journal can hinder the impact of your manuscript. Please don't do that. Don't go by monetary or other rewards. They will not provide you. You'll lose your manuscript. Rather, I tell you, instead of getting these kind of using these kind of strategies, it is always better to tie up yourself with some good people. I'll take you to the databases of Scopus and Web of Science in a while, but we'll search these things also. I'll take you to this. So what you do is, the best way is to collaboration with the co-authors. It does not make, but for that reason, if it is related to your PhD, you have to take your supervisor into confidence. Either your supervisor should be strong, who can take your journey forward, or you and your supervisor should be willing to collaborate with at least one good author who can travel your journey well and take you to the path of these journals. Once your 2 or 3 papers are there, what will happen is that you will know that how to do it, and your chances of screening and processing increases. It may happen that your paper may get rejected from one journal, but then you will always have a chance of improving and putting it in some other journal and get it done. Then it will be a matter of time. It will not never be a matter of permanent rejection. If it is rejected from one journal, you'll get the insights and you can then fight for other journals. So that will be the story. And I always say that one should definitely have some mentors, godfathers. Further, in addition to two of these, I also strongly recommend you to register yourself on a website, Publons, Publons. I think they've changed their names, and there is a course on how to review the papers and many other things. If you do that, you will learn many more things from that platform also, that what sort of things are being considered at the time of review. So dear all, let us now move on to the website of Scopus quickly. Uh, Here we go, scopus.com. And there are two things. One is, hope this is visible to you, author search, and the other is the sources. So dear all, if you want to find out the publications of anyone, you can simply click over here. And Mayur sir, are you there? So let me write over here. And you can see Mayur Taneja sir's paper over here. And then you simply click over here and you'll be able to find out the publications of this particular author over here, this way. So these are already there, right? So you can figure it out. Second is, you have to see now the journals which are listed here. So what you do is, you click here on sources, and from here, you can write the title of the journal. For example, as I said, International Journal of Business Information and System, or maybe you can take Business Innovation and Research, and you will be able to see that yes, it is there. Site score is here. It's an open access journal. You can see other citation and metrics over here, and click on this journal. So you see here, this is very important. 2006 to present means it is listed in the journal. It is listed in this database. This is the subject area, business management and accounting. This is the site score, SJR scores, SNIP, and from here you can go to the home page of this journal, source homepage, and see. So that means yes, it is a genuine journal. We can look forward to this type of journal. If you want more details, you can copy this and paste it in the skymagojr, skymagojr.com. and from there also you can find out how it is doing. Then next thing is we were on to the Scopus. Okay. If you want all the journals of a specific subject, for example, now you are not able to find out that I want a journal in the management category and where the publication is relatively easy. So what you do is simply click here on subject area, and from here you can write management, and here you will see that entire all the details of business management journals is coming. So let me click on all the categories, which includes the papers under management, and this OB is also there, strategy management, and this, and click here on apply. All right. Any one of you can confirm me, please?
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
So subject area may we have taken management may see we have taken all the categories, right? Now what you do is towards the left side on the navigation side, uh, we will be able to see these four types, whether it is in Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Suppose you are an early researcher and you simply want to publish in Q3, right? As I said, one or two may be difficult for you. Further, you can filter it on the basis of only we want only journals. We do not want any book series and conference proceedings. So this could be one more sort of filtering which can be done at your end. And here you see how many journals are there: 1983. 1983 journals are there which are under management category listed under this. Let me click on apply over here so that you will be able to find the journal related to Q3. From here again you see we see site scores 2.4 and so on, and again now this number has reduced to 310 journals. Now again it may be difficult for you, so what you do is this is in the decreasing order. 2.4 is the maximum site score. You can reverse this order and let us take 0.1 will be too low, so 0.3 and more you can go with those kind of international journal of. I'll tell you certain Indian journals also how to find those. Maybe you can take 100 over here and just explore it. Leave the first 20, 30. So maybe you can start from, yeah, this is not falling in urban studies. Leave it, leave it, leave it. We have to see management as a category if you are into management stream. I don't know whether categories are written properly or not. One minute. This has been an Indian journal, Purusharth. You can see if those who are into philosophy can, there are some Indian journals also. Social sciences mein this is one journal you can try for this, Journal Globalization. Thereafter, again, since we have taken all the categories, that's the reason that So you have to explore few journals, maybe Global Journal of Emerging Markets and Economics. You can see if management is coming over there. That will be required for the management institutions. And this is one good journal. You can try this also, Global Business and Economic Review. IJBG is again an IndusScience journal. So what I would suggest is that anything after 0.2 or 3, you can start exploring. And if it is falling in your category, you can, think about. Other way around, what you do is you can also go to this and from here, country ratings. Simply click here on country ratings, and from here you can take again business management and accounting. Category wise, they'll ask you within business management and accounting. Let's say let's take all the categories, and from here you can take country wise. You can figure out they are talking in terms of regions. Just a minute. So it should be country ratings, and from here countries they are not giving. One minute. So you can then click on the country and then find out. 1 minute, why it is not coming again. Okay, so you have to go to the general rankings. Go to this one, second one, general rankings. From here, let us take this business management and accounting. Within business management and accounting, maybe you can decide on these two categories separately. You can check it out one by one, and then you can decide the country. And here you see that what are the journals under Scopus which are there. So Global Journal of Flexible System Management, one of the journal for textiles. This is their Journal of Entrepreneurship is in Q1. Global Business Review. It's a set journal of IMI, I suppose. You can check it out. Again, not easy to get published in this journal also. This is a journal, Indian Journal of Economics and Business. You can try this one, Q2. Then we have again very limited journals are there. Further, you can try from other countries. Say, for example, I think there are some favorite journals in Malaysia also. So you may find some journals here. And if you change the category to all these from business management and here from India, you may find some better outcomes. So this is one journal, Indian Journal of Marketing, you might be aware about. Prabandhan is one journal, Finance India is a journal. So I mean this is an Indian journal. You can try this also. You can go to the website of this SCMS Journal of Indian Management. although in Q4, but for early researcher, this is, I mean, you may get, entry at least. We don't suggest these kind of journals. As I said, those who are having very low penetration, internet, this has been discontinued. So the reason was that this journal was having H index of 1, 2 only. As I said, also look forward to the H index, which should be close to 9, 10 and more. So those journals which are having H index of 9, 10 or more, the chances are that their longevity will be more and they will stay over there. Further, if you want to see the category of the journal, go to the ABDC. Simply write abdc.edu.au, and on this website, abdc.edu. All of you are with me. Can you see this website,
Yes,
ABDC?
sir.
All right. So what you do is, once you open it, you can click on the general ratings here, A, B, C, whatever ratings you want. And say, for example, A, B, C, D, and all. These are the categories. General ratings you can see. Say, for example, you want to see the, and from here you can select the field of research. Maybe you are looking forward to management 1503 category, and A category, just click on export full list. So you'll get all the list of all those who are listed under A category, and this way click on this export full list. So once this is done, you will get this copy of Excel in which all the journals will be there. It's opening. So abdc.edu.au. So go to ABDC list, and from there you can download the list of the journals which are in a specific category. And it keeps on updating, every year they update it, so you can get the updated list from the website itself. Is this Excel file visible?
Yes, sir.
No, let me increase the font size. So dear all, you can see that, you can increase some more font size, but they have, taken A, B and all sort of journals they have taken, the publisher, the field, the ISSN online. So all these ratings are there over here, and you can see here a field of research ratings. So you can explore more for these type of, journals and find out. And here the publishers. For example, if you want to sort it on the basis of publisher, you can sort it, do the sorting. And if you are only looking forward to the publisher like Emerald and all, you can do the filtering from here. You can then decide about the specific publisher details. Like this, and then press OK. So you will get the journals which are listed under this publisher, and you can also sort the ratings from A to, so A, B, all these categories you can figure out. Okay. One good way to, get the papers in this. Or if you simply want to see that particular journal, so you write the name of journal here and simply press enter. 1 minute. Say for example, I'm writing, where should I write? 1 minute. International Journal of Business Information System. I don't know whether I've written it correctly or not. This one. So you can see this is the publisher, this is the category number C. So this way you simply write the name of the journal over here, and this will show you that in which category it is. Rating is C. Or you write the name of journal over here, let's say benchmarking, press enter. And from here also you can see it is under category number B under Emerald Group Publishing. Next you can try for International Journal of Technology Management. So this way you can see it is in B category. All right. So this is how ABDC can be utilized. Similarly, Web of Sciences also you can see. Now author search we have done, sources we have seen, categories we have seen, continuity in Scopus, how to see this we have seen. If H index of the journal is high, so the chances of longevity are higher, and we normally suggest that do go in for any journal which is having 9, 10 or so. 9 is also a good score. Journal ka H index should be more than 9 or so. So we recommend, there are two portals of IndusScience. One is indusscience.com through you can do the login. The second is indusscienceonline.com, and both are valid. This is the new portal on which they have shifted, and you can do some R&D and accordingly go ahead. So further, some strategies we normally suggest is that you should definitely diversify your research portfolio. As I said that for the early researchers, survival is important. Even publishing in C category has never been an easy task. That also takes a lot of efforts, and sufficient work has to be done to get yourself enlisted under C category journals. Scopus and ABDC is also a good combination. So in order to stay into this category, we suggest that whenever you are writing papers, do diversify your research topics for possible publications. In a year, you should look forward to at least 2 to 3 different titles on which as a researcher you should contribute. So continuing to write papers in the same narrow area without clear evidence of success is little risky. Concentrate on 1 or 2 fields. Do go with at least 2 or 3 areas within your field of specialization. don't put two good ideas into one paper. If it is possible, go ahead with two different papers. And when a topic is split into two papers, the probability of getting at least one of them accepted will multiply by a factor of 2. So that's how you should strategize your work. Also, do look forward to different types of journals. Forwarding all papers to top journals is risky at times because the acceptance rate is very less. So if the acceptance rate is very less, so that means you should definitely have to put up a lot of efforts to get through in A category or A star category papers. But it doesn't mean that you should not try. You should definitely try in the journals if your paper has that level of substance, if that level of innovation, if it is very well written, you should definitely pitch for higher journals. But what we are saying is that you should look forward to different types of journals. Should not go with one or two sort of journals. So sending all papers to top journals is risky. Again, sending all the papers to low quality journals is also unsatisfactory as a researcher. Having 3-4 journals in different 3-4 articles in different journals is better than 3 in one journal if the relative quality of the journals is same. So you need to diversify. Only the toughs gets going. If you cannot swallow rejection easily, don't submit papers. So rejections are very often in this journey of publications, and everyone, howsoever great the researcher is, publications, reviews and rejections are very common. And a good paper deserves at least 3 chances of publication in ranking journals. So you need to cultivate your co-authors. As I said, do look forward to seasoned co-authors with publication experience who can travel with you, your research, and the probability of acceptance will increase. Those who are already having papers in Scopus, and if you write with them, definitely the chances is that you will be able to get your papers published. Or the struggle is obviously there in almost all categories of journal, be it C, B, or A. So deciding upon the topic, do not waste on the dead or dying topics. Now, how to find out that this topic or this is not having any worth? So if your recent references are 10 years old, it will be very difficult to publish. It is a dead issue. Forget about it. Do not start such a paper. And if the most recent references closely related to your paper are 5-year-old, it is again a dying issue. Editors are reluctant to accept such papers. So one, whatever paper you are writing, you should have enough interest in that. You should not be writing for the sake of writing. Unless you find that interest in that substance, it may be difficult for you. So two things you have to see. You are willing, taking interest, the topic is recent, innovative, and whatever studies you are doing are connected with the recent studies. So it is difficult for the editor to find suitable referees for outdated topics. So referee नहीं मिलता कई बार, वो इस वजह से वो लोग process ही नहीं करते हैं. Then Emerald की website पे भी we will see. I'll try to take you, and what I normally see from there, that I'm going to tell you. Just write Emerald Insights, and few good papers I pick up from this website to find out what best has been done. So simply, excuse me, I think something I missed. Maybe insights might be the right word. Or emerald.com you can write, it will take you there. So here what you do is, obviously I suggest that you should have create your IDs. For every journal here, you have to create a separate account once you submit. So the account will be something like, it will start from mc.manuscript.com and then the name of the journal. So here, say for example, I want to work on export knowledge. So use some couple of good keywords. Try to take some good papers from here for the purpose of your for your literature review. So once you uh, and download these papers, top 10 or so. Scholar.google.com is the second preference, but I normally prefer to get the papers from Emerald Insight because these are the papers which have got their own rankings, and 10-15 good papers from will help you enormously in your studies, and then you can pick up other scopus and few from IndusInd, Wiley, Sage, and so on. So do write the keywords will help you to find out the related studies. Then now I'm talking something about research, what normally is written and what normally people say. First body of literature suggests that the number of authors as well as their institutional affiliations uh, and geographical origins are related to the quality of journals in which their work is published. So we find interdisciplinarity and innovativeness are positively. So one is if more number of authors are there, uh, you belong to which institutions? If you're writing with a person from IIMs or from other well-known universities, the chances are that your work will be recognized and published. Interdisciplinary sort of work is also preferred. Innovation are also positively related in highly ranked journals, right? Uh, Author collaborations are likely to be positively related to the quantity of manuscript. So I normally say it's always better to have 3 to 4 authors in one manuscript because writing a paper, somebody of you might be good at analyzing, others might be good at literature review. So if 3 or 4 are there, then the chances of publications are more. Some of you might be good at networking, some of you might be having good relations with the outside community, foreigners, and so on. So you need referees also. So collaboration is the best strategy. It hardly matters whether. Only thing is, it's always better if you are on a position of 1 or 2 as an author. First and second positions are given more marks in comparison to the third and fourth. So it's always better if you are leading. Positive impact of co-authorship on the rating of journals can be concluded from these studies given by Axnes, who found that highly cited papers are more often the results of collaborative research than papers with lower citation. So your citation score will also increase. Accordingly, multiple authorship is highly recommended for those wishing to publish in quality journals. I also normally publish. We are a team, and we keep on. And slowly and gradually you'll come to know the strength of your team members. Who is good at introduction? Who is good at LR? Who is good at methodology, analysis, data collection, and so on. The structure, as I said, it is introduction, then LR, methodology, results, discussion, and conclusion. And we normally say that you should devote half the time to introduction and conclusion. Once the idea of a publishable paper are formulated, writing should be done normally within a month. Otherwise, you will lose interest. So you may even forget about the entire paper. So half of the time should be devoted to writing the main body of paper, which you should do first. And within this, you should ask yourself tens and twenties of times that why answer this question, why are we doing this, why, what is that which is different in our study. So again, when you write introduction, it is important to generate interest of reader, the editor, or the referee. In case they do not, once your script is submitted, they will definitely go through the introduction and then scroll up, then they'll slowly scroll down the paper, see some methodology and some discussion. If they find interest in your study, then there is a possibility that your paper may be screened and forwarded for referee. As I said, it should be a very crispy introduction. 1.5 to 2 pages, and follow this methodology, which most of the editors who are in touch with me normally suggest that we also write 5 to 10 times, and I am also following it. I write it, then my co-author will do something, then again I will rewrite it. I'll take the printout of it, again I'll read some papers, and I'll keep on doing these sort of changes till the time it is submitted. So justify your introduction through citations. Of citation, maybe it is very, very important not to forget the citation of those who have immensely contributed on those. For example, जिसने theory दिया है, those who have got highly recognized work should definitely be given space in the studies, because editors know most of the things about whatever you are submitting, and try to avoid the word I most often in the studies. Editors are generally biased against egocentric persons. So these lines are quoted by Justin Paul. He has written to me, and he says, I am in favor of succinct but strong introduction. Introduction should be no more than 2 pages, preferably 1.5. The intro paragraph should be the state of the literature. Second paragraph, what is missing and why it matters. Third, may you write your own contribution. How are you going to fill the literature game? So he says that write these introduction 15 to 20 times unless you are satisfied, and which will also give more clarity to your study and rest of the paper. Dear all, cite the work of potential referees in the introduction. Important reference should definitely be mentioned on first page. Explain why their work is significant for your analysis. Find quotation from the well-known authors to generate interest. If possible, take some real examples and so on. Literature review, my dear all, you might have seen that these days, whenever it comes to writing LR, uh, we relate our studies with the theories, and believe you me that most of the studies, whatever you do, there will definitely be some sort of theory related to this. So if it is related to buying intention, purchase intention, TPB is is very, very common over there, so that you can see. Then recent studies should definitely be cited, as I said. And normally when you write LR, it is written construct wise, or if you are doing qualitative analysis, in quali analysis, we call it as thematic analysis. In quant, we call it as construct. So construct may we say, for example, perceived quality is positively related to purchase intention. If these kind of studies are available, you build up a story, and then after that 1 or 2 paragraphs, you write H1 or H2 that perceived. Based on these things, you are building up your H1, that perceived quality is positively related to purchase intention, because you are giving the background of all those who have worked on it. So your LR is directly or indirectly taking you to some models, and for every construct you relate your independent variable and dependent variable, and towards the end you will see that you come up with a beautiful proposed model based on all these kind of LRs which you have synthesized. The only thing is the synthesis of LR should be beautifully done. It should reflect a proper weaving of story. This we should devote more time to this, but otherwise what happens, I have seen that early researchers write, he said, he don't use those kind of things. Rather try to be more intriguing in your studies and try to connect all these things uh, to reflect a better outcome of the LR. And if you have already done some of work in the areas on which you are writing, so do not overshadow your work. Referee may think that you are a self-centered person. Do not overemphasize on your work and ignore others who have contributed in literature. This implies that you are an egotist who disregards the contribution of others. So LR provides an overview of various materials on factors. You should take the recent one. Particularly, it's always better to focus more on the on the LR related to last 2-3 years. This is also applicable for your thesis also. At a glance, anyone can tell you that how many papers you have taken, and from the current studies. Current studies should always be precedented in comparison to the past ones. Then sometimes what happens that on the same topic, past theories are also there, current papers are also there. So club both these, and then you can view it in the form of a table or put it up in a way. Methodology mein you need to clearly define the research design, exploratory, descriptive, causal. Editors are time and again asking in more in detail who are your respondents. Connect it with the table of respondent profile in results, which you normally do, gender wise, income wise, age wise. You give the classification that these are the people, that is your table number one in your results, section. Then your sampling method should be elaborated, sample size should be more clear, scales, whatever scales you have used should be given in the form of a table. Questionnaire, the way you have formulated questionnaire. If your study is mixed, do justify and talk about some tools. So they are definitely going to put up several questions out of the methodology section. Why you have taken convenience sampling, or why you have taken purposive sampling, on what basis the sample size has been taken, and try to avoid the data of students, because editors normally don't want to go ahead with the data of student these days. That is one feedback. Uh, then results may, as I have shared one research paper also with you. You can just go through it. Otherwise, also in your studies, you might have seen a similar sort of trend coming up in the quant papers. The respondent profile. Also, one more input, whenever you are doing some sort of statistical analysis on SPSS or AMOS or Smart PLS, sometimes I have seen, and even editors also say, ANOVA ke results ka table is coming. Do not paste those kind of tables as it is in your research papers. That gives a very bad impression. Do talk about those values. You see some good papers and see how they have written the results of one way ANOVA or reliability and other things. You have to separately formulate a table of reliability. Construct wise, you talk about that this construct ka reliability is this, overall construct ka Cronbach alpha is this. Then you relate it with the site, null ke according this much should be there. So we are complying with the requirements of as per this particular author. So that's the way, reliability, validity pe you may have some good number of questions. Which type of validity? Who are the people who have seen your questionnaire, experts who have validated pilot study ke bare mein you can talk about that these were the statements which were dropped and these were the things which we have done. KMO, EFA, CFA, you again have to justify. EFA and CFA pe again there are lot many questions, but believe you me, if you have added any one or two new variables, you can definitely run EFA, and then you can defend that since we have added so and so new variables, it was must for us to do EFA. But if that is a part of a theory, for example, theory of planned behavior, which has got three, constructs: attitude, subjective norms, and perceived behavioral control. And if you run again EFA on this, doesn't make any sense. ये तो already है ना, generalized theory है. So why the editor will tell you to run this? We know कि ये है, generalized है. But if you add 3-4 more constructs into it, तो नया आपको run करना ही पड़ेगा EFA and CFA. And it's always a good strategy. Once your results are done, once you're done with your results, तो H1, H2, H3 उसका एक tabular format बना के just show them which hypothesis is accepted, rejected. So it's always better to give it in a tabular format. So using tables to summarize or compare with the results is again a good idea. Table provide another way to catch the attention of referees. Avoid too many numbers in one table, and do not present more than 3 tables except for empirical papers. Even in empirical, 5-6 is more than sufficient. Discussion, the most important thing which we Indians normally do not work on. We think that the conclusion is more than enough. No, we are wrong. Discussion is very, very, very important part of your paper. So do talk about the key findings of the study and cover both qualitative as well as quantitative findings here, based on research questions, based on objectives, whatever were there, whatever hypothesis you have formulated. Relate the results of your hypothesis with the previous results. You can see in my papers or in previous paper in other papers. Generally, this is the trend. Whatever your results are coming in, and what were the results of those who have already studied, sometimes they may be in line with it, sometimes they may differ, and if the results are having uh, there is a difference in the results, then there is you have to talk about something more, that because of cultural things or because of developing economy or because of uh, trend changing, or maybe that study was done in so and so, or maybe in Indian context, so something must be related. So how is it going to, who are the beneficiaries of your study? Who is going to buy your study? How is it going to help to society, to industry, to maybe customer, to organization, and how it is going to add value to the extent body of knowledge, that you need to figure it out. So I suggest you explain more clearly and comprehensively how the paper adds to the extant literature, what implications does it have for existing theories, what findings you have uncovered that are useful to scholars, to practitioners, and it is useful to provide a thoughtful discussion of how this is going to be a foundation for future research. So dear all, this was all about the publication in the studies. I've already shared one paper. You can see that paper. Let me show it to you. So this abstract, maybe there are two ways. In the science may you need a straight away 200 words के around 150 to 200 words in one go, just a paragraph form. But this is the extended abstract. In Emerald, this is normally a trend. You need to first of all write, and in abstract, this is a normal phenomenon that we write the goal of the study or the aim of the study over here. Design methodology, it's a mixed method over here. Findings, then originality, how it is different, keywords, then comes the introduction, uh, then your literature review. Not many papers are there in this sector because it's applied research. It is basically on the carpet sector. We actually visited this place, Badoi, it is in UP, and in carpet belt, all exporters are located in that vicinity. We took about 4 days through focus interviews. We discussed with Carpet Export Promotion Council. They have shared the booklet of their entire data of carpet exporters. And after meeting, when you personally collect the data, it has all its own advantage. And when you talk to the top-notch exporters, they add a lot of value to the study. And that was the reason that after struggling a lot, I was able to get two papers published on exports. One is this, another one is in other journal. So here we have used uh, CFA and the model, and discussion plays an important role, practical implications and the theoretical implications, and that way. So dear all, this was all about the publications, and if you have any questions, you're welcome.
Sir,
Yes, madam.
you mentioned that quantitative approach sometime back was popular, and then we have so many software and statistics that are very popular. Later on, you also mentioned that qualitative is now coming up, and mixed method is also in vogue.
Yes.
But what I have understood is that whatever the topic that we have taken, it's based on it we decide the approach instead of vice versa, isn't it?
Come again, madam.
Sir, you said for publication or for doing the research, it is
Mhm.
the approach wise we have to go and uh, reach to the topic. But what I have understood is that we choose the approach based on the topic that we have and how we are going with the research, isn't it?
Yes.
See,
Madam,
just
yes.
because it is popular, something is popular, now qualitative is popular or quantitative is popular, we don't go by the approach, we go by what is suitable for our topic.
I got it, madam. I got your question.
Mm.
I got your question. Yes, it depends upon, yes, it depends upon your objectives. And let me share with you few more insights based on what you said. I'm putting it up over here. You want to say about tools, techniques, and all. So, madam, depending upon whatever papers we do, whatever research we do, largely you will find if you are working on a topic like econometrics or stock markets, definitely EView sort of techniques will be used. That is one. Second, if you are working to find out the effect of any independent variable on dependent variable, maybe effect or something, obviously regression is the technique which definitely you have to use. Maybe regression के लिए SEM or maybe in SPSS or smart PLS you can use. So definitely it depends upon the objective of the study, but largely in the management sciences, be it in marketing or be it in HR and in other areas, if you are trying to find out such sort of effects, so regression is a very common, most of the studies, rather ND field, when we when we discuss on the SPSS, ND field says that everything is regression, though I don't fully agree with it, but most of the studies finding cause and effect relation. Why I am saying that qualitative is important, madam? Because see, say for example, if somebody is working on quantitative and finding quant relations are obviously giving conclusive results to you. But say for example, somebody is working on women empowerment. So normally I say that you should definitely visit to certain organizations, some NGOs, and talk to those people and take their inputs about how, or maybe some ministries, some government people, certain schemes which are in place. So those qualitative inputs can add value to your study. Secondly, if you are working on policy making, you can talk to certain bodies who are there into it. For example, as I said, we worked on carpet. So we also discussed with the carpet export promotion councils, and we have also mentioned that what they are saying. So similarly, I don't know much about your area, ma'am. Could you please tell me a brief about your study so
OB
that I
and
can
HR.
further? Sorry?
OB and HR.
And
I'm in the OB and HR. My field is OB and HR, and I'm doing a PhD study on artisans, sir.
okay.
Artifacts, handicraft sector.
All right. So, madam, here also I personally believe that it's a very good sector, handicraft. We have got EPCH, and how these small units, they have district they keep on doing some sort of seminars at every district level, and they invite the artist over there. What I could perceive from the handicraft exporters is they are very well connected with the artists who are actually producing or something on the ground. And these handicraft exporters have got their own website of exploring and all these kind of stuff. So you should definitely talk to the artist people, the challenges which they are having. You can also come up with certain case studies related to these people. uh, uh, you know I happen to see one business of this GoCoop. You can figure out there is a case study on Emerald, wherein this gentleman has developed an idea of e-commerce portal and connected with the artist. Though it's a startup, it was difficult to go with this sort of study. And about these artisans, I don't know in to what extent you are going to study the work of these people and how you are going to, maybe on what HR perspectives you are studying. I don't know exactly what are the, objectives, but to my mind, you can connect with both hands, the handicraft exporters, manufacturers also, and those who are connected, and the government bodies. because I happen to be in some of the seminars with FIO as an organization, and there I used to see that these are the people, because they are not having knowledge and they do not have IEC number, madam, but basically it is importer exporter code number. And since these people are not able to directly connect with the outside people, so in a way I would say that they are largely dependent on Indian exporters and so on and so forth.
Yes, sir.
So handicraft exports के लिए मैम, you can find out certain areas. Jaipur is one of them for stone and others. You can find few six, 7 areas are there. So you can figure out these clusters from where you can collect the data. And during trade fair also, or maybe from EPCH, Export Promotion Council Handicraft also, or from the these are known as, I'm not able to recall the name. This government bodies के organization, small units are there, district centers पे. They will also provide you some data of this artists from and you can always connect with those people.
Yes, sir. All right, sir.
Any other questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So thank you so much to all of you, and tomorrow we'll be having a revisionary session of NVivo. I hope all of you have downloaded and done some sort of practice. आप सबने download कर लिया है ना, and you are doing some practice over there.
Yes, sir.
So again, tomorrow we'll be having a revisionary session on NVivo. We'll have, I'll share some files. I have not done very great work in qualitative, but some files are there, little unstructured. But the purpose will be to showcase you the process once again, so that hands-on experience can enrich you and can help you in better investigating your qualitative aspects. So with this note, I thank all of you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you everyone. Thank you all the participants for joining us. And definitely we'll be ending the FDP tomorrow. And we'll be having one practice session, that is hands-on training session, where we actually can work together with the better training session on NVivo. So me and Gera sir will jointly take the session where there will be confined to codes, sentiment analysis, and capture thing. Will be again revising with one or two research papers. So hoping to see you tomorrow at 3:30 and we'll join the session for practice session. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining us.